Washington, January 26. Head coach Bryan Trottier of the New York Rangers argues with the referee during the NHL game against the Washington Capitals at MCI Center on January 26, 2003 in Washington, D.C. The Capitals defeated the Rangers 7-2. Photo by Mitchell Layton / Getty Images / NHLI. What happened on June 6 in the history of the New York Rangers? On this date in 2002, Glen Sather made one of the worst decisions in his tenure as general manager of the New York Rangers. He hired former Islander and a longtime nemesis of the Rangers, Bryan Trottier, as the team's head coach. What made the hiring even crazier was Sather's rationale for hiring Trottier. He said it was the 90-page handwritten job application that the former Islander sent to Sather. Trottier replaced Ron Lowe, one of Sather's cronies from the Edmonton Oilers, who had led the team for 2 seasons, missing the playoffs both years. The good news for the Rangers was Trottier lasted only 54 games. He never won over the players and the team had a record of 21-26-6 when Sather let him go and the GM replaced him behind the bench. It was all for naught as they missed the playoffs for the 6th straight year. Today's birthdays: 27 NHL players have been born on June 6, including 4 former New York Rangers, with one whose number hangs from the rafters of Madison Square Garden. Giacomin was born on this date in 1939 in Sudbury, Ontario. Regarded by many as the greatest goalie to ever play for the Rangers, he was the netminder who led the team to respectability in the late 1960s and the Stanley Cup Final in 1972. He joined the Rangers in 1965 and played 539 games with the Blueshirts before being unceremoniously waived in 1975. His return to MSG in a Detroit Red Wings uniform is one of the most memorable events in Rangers history. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1987. Anson Carter was born on June 6, 1974 in Toronto, Ontario. He played only 54 games for the Rangers and is most famous for being traded to the Washington Capitals for Jaromir Jagr in March 2004. Carter played 674 games for 8 different NHL teams. He came to the Rangers from Edmonton in a deadline deal in exchange for Radek Dvorak He. He is a familiar face to Ranger fans due to his work on the NHL Network. Niklas Sundstrom was a right-winger born on this date in 1975 in Ornskoldsvik, Sweden. He was the 8th overall pick by the Rangers in the first round of the 1993 NHL Entry Draft. He played 4 seasons with New York and despite scoring 24 goals, was making a name for himself as a defensive forward when he was part of one of the worst trades of the Neil Smith era.